Hi YouTube. Today I'm inside my 11-year-old son's bedroom. It's a typical 11-year-old boy's room. What you can't see is a bookshelf, his bunk bed, dresser drawer, and some storage bins. These storage bins are used to hold his Nerf guns, Nerf gun ammo, his bow and arrows, baseball mitts, baseballs. The baseball bats are right there. So this is kind of driving my wife nuts because it does clutter the room. And she asked if I could build some under the bed storage units. And I'm going to go ahead and build two of them. One is going to be separated into thirds to hold the Nerf guns, the rifles, the pistols, and all the ammunition. It's kind of going to be like a gun safe, but without the locks. The other one is going to be used just to hold his sporting equipment. The both of them together, though, should really clear up the room and get rid of the clutter, which would make my wife really happy. And you know the old saying, happy wife, happy life. So the first step is cutting all the pieces to lengths, the front, back, sides, and the bottom. So we'll get started on that now. Okay, we are ready for glue. Just to recap, for those keeping score at home, this is a 35 by 35 inch drawer that's going to go underneath my son's bed. There are two of them. This one's going to be separated into three compartments. As you can see, I've dadoed. I had two dados here to accept the dividers for the different compartments. I also have I rabbited the sides and the bottom to accept the sides and the bottom. I did the rabbets and the dados on my radial arm saw and on my table saw. Just an FYI, you don't have to have a table saw or radial arm saw with a dado blade to do this, to make it this drawer rather. If you have a circular saw and you could cut the different pieces to length, all you're going to need is a block like this. Now, put the block in the corner, put glue on both sides, put some screws in the sides. It'll hold up fine. It'll be a strong joint. So you don't have to have a table saw or a radial arm saw to make this drawer. Okay, so let's get started on the glue. Okay, it's the next morning and the glue had set up and it's as if we knew what we were doing here. Everything looks great. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the casters on the wheels. These casters, Home Depot, for a 2-pack, I think they're $4 or $4.95, something like that. So there's going to be 4 on each drawer. So I'm going to first drill a little pilot hole with, I think this is a, I'm not sure the diameter of this, but ultimately we have to use a 3/8 inch bit, which is a large bit. It has to be 1 3/8 inch down. So I put the tape here to let me know how far down I have to go. And I'm going to set them back 3 inches from the front and from the rear. So we'll get started on that now. Okay, I think we're getting close. I think the only thing left we have to do is to put the handles on. So we'll get started on that now. Okay, last step is to attach the handles. What I've done, I made a little template here that just makes it easy for me to go ahead and mark where I should drill the holes so that they'll meet up with the holes on the handles. If you've ever had to attach these before, you understand it could be a frustrating process. So this template should help things move it along quickly. All right. Alright, so I have the storage units full of Nerf guns, bow and arrows, ammunition, and sporting equipment. And as you can see, this space right here is now clean and uncluttered. So now we're going to go ahead and see if these fit underneath the bed. Let's just see if I measured correctly. Almost looks like we know what we're doing. Looks pretty good. Okay, so there you have it. This was a relatively simple build. As I mentioned before, you don't have to have a table saw or radial arm saw or a chop saw. If you have a circular saw, a square, and some screws and a screw gun, you can do the same thing. It'll take a little longer, but it'll still turn out fine. All told, I think I'm about $50 into this. I think it took about $50 to build this. I did have one sheet of birch plywood that was 3/4 inch. That was $55. I used a half sheet of that. And then I used a full sheet of half inch plywood. And the hardware, the casters and the handles. So I'm about $50 for 2 of them. So relatively inexpensive as well. Guys, again, if you liked the video, if you learned something, hit the like button, and if you haven't done so already, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.